Hey student, watch this video if you want to learn 3 expressions with the color blue. Coming up. Hey friends, Teacher Prix here to help you talk to anyone, anywhere, anytime in English. First of all, thank you so much for joining. I really appreciate it. From Monday to Friday, I post daily lessons to help you become a better English speaker. So if it's your first time here, please consider subscribing. Every week I post different videos, different lessons, answering your questions to help you improve your English skills, listening, reading, speaking, grammar, vocabulary, and whatever it is that you need. All right, so today we are going to focus on 3 expressions with the color blue. I'm a little sleepy today. I don't know what's going on. Very nice, guys. There are many expressions in English with colors, with animals, with things, and every now and then we see them in TV series, movies, and so many other things, okay? Now, I was just watching Friends. I like to watch Friends. Pretty much it's part of my routine. I'm always learning something by watching Friends, and I watched an episode this afternoon and I saw one of the expressions that I'm gonna show you. I was like, yeah, see, that's what I'm talking about. Real context. So I was watching Friends and I saw one of these expressions that I'm going to show you. What does that mean? It means that I like to show you popular expressions, popular phrases, expressions, idioms, phrasal verbs that native speakers really use in everyday conversations that will help you better understand movies, TV series, and so many other people speaking English, okay? So if you watch this video until the end, I always give homework for you guys. Post in the comments, participate, because the best way for you to memorize new vocabulary is by putting it into practice, by using the expression or the idiom you're learning, okay? So every day from Monday to Friday, at the end of the video, I give your homework assignment of the day, okay? So make sure to post it in the comments. Anyway, my friends, here we go. The first expression is a little sad. Oh, is to have the blues or to get the blues. Basically, this means that you feel sad. When you get the blues or when you have the blues, it means you are feeling sad or you are feeling unhappy. I can't begin to tell you how many songs I have seen with this expression, my friends. To have the blues, to get the blues. And it's so interesting because I love the color blue. Come on, if you see my channel art is blue, my logo is blue. I love blue, okay, and I love pink too. But blue is a kind of a sad color. I don't know why. So when you say you have the blues, it means you are feeling sad or unhappy, okay? Now, here are some examples. I always have the blues on Sunday afternoons. Okay, so this is something that I don't always have the blues on Sunday afternoons, but this is true for me. Sometimes I have the blues, okay? Not every Sunday, but sometimes I have the blues on Sunday afternoons. Maybe when it's like 6 p.m. or 7 p.m. and I realize the day is over. That's when I usually have the blues, okay? But then I start thinking of my plans and the things I'm going to do on Monday, and I get excited again, okay? Because on the weekends, I do different activities. How about you? What do you usually do on the weekends? Are your weekends different from your weekdays? Let me know here in the chat, during the live chat, okay? So when you have the blues, you feel sad, you feel unhappy. Another possibility is to get the blues. So here I have an example. Ben really got the blues after being fired last week. So Ben lost his job, so he got the blues. He is feeling sad and unhappy. That's usually how people feel when they get fired, when they are laid off at work, okay? So when someone loses a job, they usually get the blues or they usually have the blues. This is very common. Unless you hated the job and you are like super duper happy, over the moon because that happened, but that's an exception. Nobody really likes, most people don't like to lose their jobs, okay? Excellent. If you are enjoying this video, hit the like button. That way I can create more videos focusing on different expressions that native speakers use all the time. And make sure to subscribe because from Monday to Friday, there's always a new lesson for you. And by the way, from last week's videos, there was one video where I asked for your suggestions. Stay tuned because this week I'm going to make some videos based on your suggestions last week. So that's fun. Moving on. The next slide is once in a blue moon. Everything has blue here. And moon is another word that is very common in English and there are many expressions. Just a few seconds ago, I said that I was over the moon. Over the moon is when you are super, super happy. Now, once in a blue moon has nothing to do with being sad. Once in a blue moon means rarely, hardly ever, okay? So here are some examples. Peter? Oh no, he's not here. He comes around once in a blue moon, you know. What does that mean? He comes around, he comes over here, he comes to my house or to my apartment, he comes to visit very rarely. Hardly ever. He hardly ever comes to visit. He comes to visit once in a blue moon, okay? And I think this is the one, yes, this is the one I saw on Friends today. This afternoon I was watching Friends season 2. I always watch Friends from beginning to end, okay? So I recently finished Friends season 10 and now I'm starting again. And why is that? When we are watching TV series, I personally like to watch Friends, but when we're watching TV series to study English, we don't always pay attention to every detail, to everything they are talking about. Now, every time I watch an episode again, I am able to focus my attention on something different. And today was a very nice coincidence. I was watching the show and then Phoebe said once in a blue moon and I was like, yay, that's cool. I'm using something that people actually use. So that's the idea if you want to watch TV series. Don't be sad if you have to repeat the episode many times. I have watched that episode like a million times because I want to practice. I want to improve my intonation, my pronunciation. I want to talk like them. I want to use vocabulary they use. And that's the spirit. Here, another example. Once in a blue moon, my parents would take me to the park when I was a child. Terrible, okay? So here I'm saying that my parents would hardly ever, very rarely, take me to the park when I was a child. Why? I don't know. I'm just kidding, okay? This is not true. But maybe think of something your parents would do with you or for you once in a blue moon. And that's your answer, my friend. So here's how you practice. Bring back your memories. Think back. Hey, phrasal verb I showed in my channel. Think back to your old memories. What did you usually do once in a blue moon when you were a child? Okay, that's how you bring English to your life, and that's how you memorize expressions. Awesome. Moving on. Out of the blue, another expression with the color blue. And quite honestly, my friends, I chose 3 expressions because I wanted to make this video short. My daily lessons, they range from 10 minutes to 20 minutes. But quite honestly, if I wanted to give you more expressions with the word blue, I could, because there are many expressions with the word blue in English, okay? So if you are considering studying, that's what I do here on my channel is what I recommend my students. Study little by little, like get 3 expressions, 3 idioms, 3 phrasal verbs, or 5 expressions, and study them. Okay, really analyze the expressions, think of examples that you can bring to your life, and that's how you practice. Now, out of the blue is when something happens or when you do something unexpectedly without any warning. You were not expecting something to happen, but it did. Okay, so it was completely without warning, completely unexpected. Okay, now James started yelling at me out of the blue. That guy got some real serious problems, you know. Now, what am I saying here? Maybe I was in my house and James was there and he started yelling. You know, yelling when you use your voice in a very loud and angry way. And he started yelling at me. But I didn't do anything. Nothing was happening. And he started yelling at me out of nowhere, out of the blue, unexpectedly. That guy got some really serious problems, you know? So, unexpectedly, out of the blue, is when you do something unexpectedly. It was a shock. In this case, not a good one, okay? Now, another example. My cousin called me out of the blue to ask me if I was okay. That's so not like her. She never calls. So, my cousin called me out of the blue to ask me if I was okay. That's not like her. That's something that she doesn't usually do. So my cousin called me without any warning, unexpectedly, to check on me, to check if I was doing okay. Now, that's not something that my cousin usually does. That was unexpected. That was a surprise. And here when I say surprise, I'm not saying surprise. No, it was something that you were not expecting. Like, whoa, that's out of the blue. What's going on? Okay, so here I gave you two examples that can describe the idea of unexpected without any warning. Okay, very nice. My boss called me in his room out of the blue just to say that my work was really good. I don't know why, because he never praises my work, you know? So that was really unusual. Okay? Excellent, my friends. Now, what is your homework? I have a very specific question for you because I usually ask you to create your examples. But today, I have a question. What do you do when you have the blues? It rhymes. What do you do when you have the blues? Well, it rhymes a little. I want you to post here in the comments, not in the chat. Come back when the video is over. And then I want you to answer this question. What do you do when you have the blues, when you're feeling sad and unhappy? Remember, we have three expressions to have the blues: when you feel sad, when you feel unhappy. Then the next one, let's see where it is. Out of the blue, okay, which is number 3. Where's number 2? Once in a blue moon, rarely, hardly ever, and out of the blue, unexpectedly. And your homework is to answer the question here. What do you do when you have the blues? When you feel blue, when you feel sad and unhappy, what do you do to cheer up, to feel better? Okay? And that's, my friend, that is your homework for the day. And other than that, I hope you guys have a lovely night or lovely day. And I will see you tomorrow for another daily lesson. Thank you so much, and I'll see you tomorrow. Bye-bye.